It stands taller than a man. It has the face of a velociraptor, a dagger on each foot, and it can outrun you without trying. Officially, it's the most dangerous bird on Earth. And if you fly to the rainforests of northern Australia hoping to see one, here's the strange part. You almost certainly won't. Not because they're gone, but because Australia works very hard to keep you and this bird apart. What they don't tell you is the real reason why, and it's not what you think. So let's talk about the cassowary and the secret hiding behind its terrifying reputation. First, let's understand why it earned that reputation, because the equipment is genuinely nightmarish. The southern cassowary can grow up to 2 meters tall, that's 6.5 feet, and the females, who are the bigger sex, can weigh as much as a grown man. Beneath those shaggy black feathers and that electric blue neck is a body built like a weapon. It can sprint through dense forest at 50 kilometers an hour. It can leap nearly 2 meters straight up. It can swim across rivers. And then there are the feet. On the inner toe of each foot sits a single claw that can grow up to 12 centimeters long, nearly 5 inches, a curved dagger of solid keratin. With one downward kick, those claws can break bones, rupture organs, and sever an artery. On top of its head, it wears a tall helmet called a casque, giving it the unmistakable look of a creature that walks straight out of the age of dinosaurs, which in a sense it did. And it really is a kind of living dinosaur. Birds are the descendants of dinosaurs, but the cassowary wears the resemblance more openly than almost any creature alive, right down to that bony helmet on its head. Scientists still argue about what the casque is actually for. A crash helmet for charging through thick forest, a way to stay cool in the tropical heat, or an amplifier, because the cassowary also produces one of the strangest sounds in nature, a deep, pulsing boom that drops to around 32 hertz, right at the very bottom edge of what humans can hear. Stand close enough and you don't so much hear it as feel it, a low vibration moving through your chest and through the forest floor. It is quite literally the sound of the rainforest rumbling. And yes, it has killed. In 1926, a teenage boy in Queensland tried to club one, tripped, and the bird kicked him in the throat. He died within minutes. Almost a century later, in 2019, a captive cassowary in Florida killed the man who kept it. 2 confirmed human deaths. That's the resume that earned it the official Guinness title of world's most dangerous bird. But here's the first thing they don't tell you. 2 deaths in 100 years. Let that sink in. For comparison, crocodiles kill around 1,000 people every single year. Hippos kill about 500. The deadliest bird on Earth has managed 2 since the 1920s. The truth is, the cassowary is not a murderer prowling the rainforest. It's a shy, solitary fruit eater that wants absolutely nothing to do with you. With its incredible hearing, it usually detects you long before you'd ever spot it, and it quietly melts into the forest before you even know it was there. The reputation's real on paper. The monster mostly isn't. In fact, there's a tender detail that fits the real cassowary far better than the killer headline. This bird is a devoted single father. After the female lays her clutch of large, glossy green eggs, she walks away for good. It's the male who sits on the nest for around 50 days without a proper break, and then raises the little striped chicks entirely on his own, guarding them, feeding them, and teaching them the forest for months. The most dangerous bird on Earth is, more often than not, a dad on a school run. So where does the danger actually come from? This is the second thing they don't tell you. Almost every cassowary attack is our fault. A landmark study looked at 150 cassowary attacks on people. In 75% of them, the bird had been fed by humans beforehand. That's the whole secret. A wild cassowary fears people, but once a tourist tosses it a sandwich, something breaks. The bird learns that humans equal food. It loses its fear. It starts approaching picnics, gardens, cars, and people, expecting to be fed. And when the food doesn't come, that's when this nervous giant with daggers on its feet can lash out. We don't get attacked by monsters. We create them, one hand out at a time, which finally explains the thing the title hinted at. Why does Australia seem to hide this bird from tourists? It isn't a cover-up. It's protection, running in both directions. Across far north Queensland, you'll find warning signs, cassowary crossing zones, and strict laws that make feeding them illegal, with real fines attached. Whole stretches of habitat are quietly managed to keep people and birds separated, and the bird does the rest itself by being naturally elusive. They're not hiding a killer from you. They're keeping you from turning a harmless bird into a dangerous one, and keeping a fragile species away from the cars and crowds that are wiping it out. Because here's what almost no tourist realizes. The cassowary is in serious trouble, and this is the part that actually matters, the real secret of this bird. The cassowary is one of the most important animals in the entire rainforest. They call it the rainforest gardener. The cassowary eats fallen fruit whole, Fruit so large and so toxic that almost nothing else can swallow it. Then it walks for miles and deposits those seeds, fertilized and ready, all across the forest floor. Some rainforest trees depend on this so completely that they can barely reproduce without it. One rare Australian tree sprouts only about 4% of the time on its own, but after its seeds pass through a cassowary's gut, that number jumps to 92%. Think about that. There are entire species of tree that exist today, essentially because this bird ate their fruit and walked away. It doesn't just live in the rainforest, it plants it. So now you can see the truth the scary headline buries. The most dangerous thing about the cassowary was never what it might do to you, it's what's being done to it. This bird is now endangered, with fewer than 5,000 left in the wild in Australia. More than 80% of its rainforest home has been cleared. Cars account for over half of all cassowary deaths. Dogs kill many of the rest. A single cyclone in 2011 wiped out about 1/10 of the entire population in one night. The deadliest bird on Earth is quietly vanishing. And if it disappears, the forest it has been planting for millions of years slowly begins to unravel with it. That's what they don't tell you about the cassowary. Not that it's a killer waiting in the trees, but that it's a gardener, a living dinosaur, and an endangered one, and that we are far more dangerous to it than it has ever been to us. So if you ever do visit far north Queensland, and you walk those rainforest trails, and you never catch a glimpse of one, don't be disappointed. That silence is the system working. It means the bird is still wild, still wary, still doing its ancient job somewhere deeper in the green, exactly as it should. Tell me in the comments, did you have any idea the world's most dangerous bird was actually endangered? And would you still want to meet one face to face? If this changed the way you see this incredible creature, subscribe, because the real story of the animal kingdom is almost never the one we're told.